Hey guys, what's up? So, going off-roading this weekend, I thought it would be a good time to revamp my emergency box and supplies. So, I'm going to go over some basics of what I use, and hopefully people can add to this, or maybe, check out something I don't have or whatever. But I'll go over the basics, and then I'll go over the more advanced engine stuff, what I keep with me. I'm trying to think of every scenario in reason, that might happen to this thing and keep me stuck on the trail. So let me show you some of the basics here. Obviously you can see the back of my Bronco here, and so obviously you need a spare tire, and then I have gas, 5 gallons of gas. So I'm gonna go over like the minimum basics you should probably have, and then I'm gonna go into the more advanced stuff. I mean, I realize you can't take everything. I'd like to take my whole garage with me, all my tools and stuff in the garage to troubleshoot, but I mean, you gotta be within reason. I mean, you don't want too much stuff banging around the back of your truck. So, alright, so let me go, I'm going to open the back up and I'll show you some of the basic stuff I have, and I'll go through, like I said, some of the more advanced stuff. But alright, so, I open this back up. Alright guys, so I normally have this box strapped down on the back, but that's all where my supplies are kept normally. And then I have a few bags, different stuff here. That one's actually not full right now, but I plan on filling that. But, obviously you have the tire, the gas, and you're going to need some sort of jack. This is a high lift jack or farm jack, whatever you want to call it. I have that mounted in my roll bar back there. Alright, then I have my fire extinguisher, as you can see. And then I did another review on this. I got it strapped down better, but that's 2.5 gallons of water around there. So that can actually fill up my radiator with water, and also drinking water in case this thing is beyond recovery. So and then I have a bailout bag right there, and that's actually like more like medical supplies, and I mean there's actually a water pouch in there, and then like I have food in there, and I got like one of those life straws. So if I actually had to walk out, if I'm 20 miles in or 10 miles in the mountains, I could maybe carry that jug of water and carry my bailout bag. Alright, so let me go to the next phase here. I'll show you what's up. Oh yeah, well, sorry. So with the high lift jack, you're going to want to have the accessories, So I keep accessories down in here, extra. Actually, that's a chainsaw that I have in case I got to cut some wood. I think I did a review on that. But, you want the accessory. I have axes and stuff in here and shovels, but you want the accessories. They make accessories for those jacks, because one of the things is if you break down on the trail, you're not going to be on a flat surface. So you're going to want the accessories to be able to actually lift your car up, like chains and stuff, because you're going to be at a weird angle. So yeah, they usually make accessories. I won't go through all those, but yeah, I usually have a chain with me and the accessories to lift my car up in weird angles. So, alright, next thing is, alright, we're back. Alright, so here are my little truck luggage. I mean, I'm carrying too much stuff in here. It's the cool thing about I did another video on the truck luggage thing, but the cool thing is it's designed for like a truck, but it fit perfectly in the corner back here. I mean, I had to make it a little bit sturdier, but okay, I keep this little cop light so in case I gotta flag somebody down, or if I'm stuck on the side of the road somewhere, maybe in the middle of nowhere, if somebody's who knows what, Then I carry this vest too. It's like one of those like lit vests, so if I have to walk out, easier to spot me. Obviously jumper cables, and then also these straps. I keep a lot of these straps, and I have quite an issue sometimes when I off-road. The last time I did pretty good. I didn't break any exhaust hangers, but I've actually had it where both my exhaust hangers broke on one side, and my tailpipe was totally dangling. It was dangling around, and I had to strap it back on. But what's crazy is because the whole exhaust pipe was being held by my header, it loosened in my header bolts and then created an exhaust leak in my engine, so it was kind of weird. So yeah, having these is definitely this, so you can strap up your tailpipe in case you break your hangers, because I've done that many times off-roading. So I did actually another video on the exhaust hanger upgrade I did, and that seemed to work the last time I went off-roading, so far so good. That. Okay, now I guess I'll go through more of the advanced stuff, engine stuff, and you know, fluids and tools and stuff. Actually, no. I'll go through. Since I gotta organize that, I'm gonna go through my communications up front. You know, but let me go walk up front real quick. All right, guys. So I'm part of my process. I'm cleaning up my electronics bag, and I'll show you that. But obviously, you're on a flashlight, and I can't really open my glove box all the way, but I do have actually one of those little. So I have to get under the truck or Bronco. I have it's on. If that wasn't on the whole time, but I have a LED light, you know, like one I can strap to my head in case I get under the Bronco lights. Then I also have Holy EFI, so that's cool for troubleshooting. I can see all the sensors, you know, see if I have a bad sensor, throttle position sensor, AIC, map, whatever, you know, O2 sensor bad. Then I have a Windows tablet. This actually is a cool thing. Is it's like a GPS / I can program my my Holy fuel injection system, more advanced parameters. It's also a camera and video camera, so I can film what I'm doing. Yeah, so it's just a basic Windows tablet. I can go on the internet with it, you know, browse, whatever, you know. I tether this with my my cell phone if I want to go on the internet. But okay, so let's go back to the next item here. I have obviously USB. Actually, this USB plug I can plug in like flash drives. Connects to my tablet here, so I can plug whatever USB device I want in there. Obviously, I have a CB. I do actually have a couple different antennas. I don't know if I show you that, but I do actually have some long antennas. I have that long CB antenna, and I also have a better ham radio antenna. Because I have a quad band ham radio. So because I work out and my gym is underground, I can't get underground with the longer antennas, so I keep the smaller ones on it. But I have the longer antennas in case I gotta, you know, get better signal there. But okay, so I just have a basic little CB. You know, this is AM. I guess this is AM and FM CB 10-meter radio. Doesn't do single sideband, but I mean, this is really, I just keep this to communicate with other vehicles on the trail. Maybe get, you know, maybe get past the mountains. Just a lot of places I stomp are in the canyon. So, so AM 10-meter or FM, whatever. But basically a CB. And then I have a quad band ham radio here.
Personal property.
So right now I'm on a repeater, but the cool thing with that, I did a review on this one. I can do like a GMS, FRS. I can do a marine radio. I mean, I can pretty much do all. I can do mirrors. I can do obviously ham radio stuff. Emergency channels. It's like I said, it's quad band, so I can do like the 100s, 200s, 300s, and 400s. So pretty cool thing. Yeah, that's good. So I mean, it's mainly for me. This is not really emergency get out. Maybe if I could hit a repeater on the top of the mountain, because there's repeaters up in Big Bear. These usually we're off-road. I can get to that, but yeah, just sometimes you're not gonna be able to get signal in the canyon. So, but yeah, mainly this is just for trail, like communicating with other vehicles on the trail. So like when I'm off-roading my buddies, we can just communicate. But all right, so let me go into some of the more advanced features like engine parameters and fluids and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go through fluids real quick and like little minor things I got here. So, throw that over there. So, I mean, I have the basic fluids in the truck. You know, I have gear oil, and this will work with the you know, I can the front diff, rear diff, and transfer case. Then I also have a fix-a-flat, and that will hopefully fix a puncture in the tire. And besides that, I also have this little plug thing I can plug holes with. And I do actually have an air compressor for that tire I keep right here. A little micro, I think it's a Harbor Freight, kind of where I got it. Something like that. But I keep a little it's a little micro. And it does work. So it's a little micro air compressor in there. So that's kind of cool. Let me come back. Alright, so there it is. It has like a little hose on it, like a little spiral hose. Pretty cool little thing. works good. I'd use it once or twice. And then, I mean, I obviously have the basics here. Power steering fluid. This is critical because I'm running Hydro Boost, and if this thing fails, then I don't have any brakes and I don't have any steering. But that actually happened to me in another video. I burst a hose and I was surprised I really had no brakes. So kind of scary. And then obviously I had transmission fluid. I'm running an AOD transmission, so I'm running Dextron. Brake fluid. Carb cleaner, because, you know, off-roading trails are dirty, in case you got to clean your carb off, or throttle body, whatever. It's good to have that. Starting fluid. I have starting fluid. And this will quickly allow me to determine if it's a fuel or spark issue. So if my car doesn't start, you know, I don't know what it is. So, I mean, I first maybe throw some starting fluid there, see if it's a fuel-related problem. And I also have a spark tester, but I'll show you that. So I can quickly see if it's fuel or spark. WD-40, I mean, that's obvious. Lubrication, maybe stop some of the squeaks. And I have two stop leaks. This is like a copper one, I think. Block seal, whatever, you know. In case I had a more extreme leak, I guess, for you know, cracked head or something, you know, maybe a little bit more crazy, I could fix that. And this is more of like a radiator type thing, you know, stop leak. Yeah, these basically kind of almost destroy your radiator. So, I mean, this is like a last resort type thing. Yeah, that's in case I put a hole in my radiator. But I don't keep coolant with me. That's why I have the 2.5 gallons of water. So, yeah, I don't keep the coolant. That's why I keep the water. And the water is more of like a dual function type thing for either drinking or coolant. So, all right, let me move on to the next section. Alright, so here I have, this is going to be probably a long video, spare bolts, extra universal joint. This should work with the front or the back. Extra lug nuts, just random bolts, stuff that I might use, little hose, I have hose clamps. I can basically, you know, cut out, if I get like a hole in the hose, I can cut out the hose and use the clamps to fix it there. Extra light bulb. Extra shock bushing. So in case I blow out a bushing on the trail, I have a couple extra bushings here to fix it. And then I have electrical wire, you know, crimps, some basic electrical stuff, jumper cables, like I said, crimps in here. I have an extra key starter. I mean, these are all things, I mean, like I said, I've had this Bronco for 20 years, so I've broken down many times different ways, so. Especially when you're off-roading, man, you're stressing your car, your truck to the max. So, electrical tape. Actually, I have more electrical tape here. Some crimp pliers. I should probably put them in my tool bag. Then I have let me open this. Let me open it up, come back. Okay, some basic stuff. Zip ties, you know, zip tie wires. Spark plug, radiator cap in there, super glue. Then I have this little, I can quickly put in there and see the voltage of my system, so I can see if my, this is not really necessary anymore because my whole EFI will tell me what my voltage is, so I'll know if my alternator's not working right. And then this is a spark tester. I don't know where the tip went. It's been in the bag somewhere. So I can quickly figure out, like I said, if I don't know when my truck's starting, I have this, I can quickly hook up my spark to it and see if I'm getting spark. And then, yeah, then I can actually add the starting fluid, so I can quickly figure out if it's either fuel or spark. Let me go back and get some more stuff for you. Alright, so I'm still actually more like in the basic stuff. So, alright, so now I have a hose. This is actually the hose. This is actually a high pressure hose. And 6AN, because that's pretty much what I use on my stuff here. And the cool thing about this is dual function. It can either work as my Hydro Boost. So if I blow it down and line up my Hydro Boost, I have that covered because it's high pressure. And then this can also work as a fuel line too, in case I blow out a fuel line. Like a braided fuel line. So then I have a spare belt. So in case I rip a belt up. And And this is actually like a universal radiator hose I bought the other day. So that can actually work either as on the top or the bottom. And actually, because I measured it, so I know it would work for either. So if either of those blows, I have an extra hose. So I have a seal stick. So this is sort of like a well, it's JB Weld, but it's basically I don't have to mix it. It's like a putty, and it says it works for steel, iron. So what I was thinking for this, the reason why I have this is in case I actually crack my differential case or something like that, or like transmission pan or some kind of pan, or gas tank, I can kind of maybe like put this on there and maybe get home. Yeah, fuel tanks, you know, exhaust. So this is pretty cool, like all around like repair like putty. And then obviously I have the Rtv sealant here. And that would be to fix water leaks. You know, if I had a water leak, let's say a thermostat housing leak there, or a water pump, or something like that, or even just like my diff cover, transmission. It could be anything, you know. It's a good thing to have. All right, I know this video is gonna be long, and I'm probably rambling. Give me matches. I keep a lot of other stuff inside the cabin too, but let me go into more of the advanced engine components here, more like sensor related. Alright guys, so I always keep an extra distributor with me because I've actually had 2 distributors fail me. It was actually, I did one where it sheared off the shaft here, and one that it started this I don't know what it is, like the pin broke in here and it started spinning. So I've actually been able to survive by throwing a different one in there. So now I keep it in there 24/7. I don't know if I need to have really, it's not necessarily have the extra module, but because I have the extra distributor, but I keep an extra TFI module because these things are actually known to fail. And also I keep a little thermal paste in case you know, put on there. Okay, so let's go to alternator charging system. Okay, so I mean, obviously I don't want to carry a big heavy alternator with me. So typically with these alternators, what usually fails is either the bearings or this module or the brushes. So this is I have a 3G alternator. So I have 2 of those in here. I have a couple 3G alternator modules, and I also have the brush module. So either if I have a bad module or bad brushes, I can hopefully fix my alternator and get out of it. Extra power wire for my Holy ECU. And then, okay, extra fuel pump. Where's that tool? So always keep an extra fuel pump. The cool thing about mine is it's external mounted, so it makes it easier to fix. I mean, this would be way more difficult if I had to drop a tank or if I had an in-tank pump. So that's cool that I can quickly just change my fuel pump out. And then this is actually an extra TFI coil. So in case my coil fails, extra coil. That's an extra pump right here that I'm probably not going to keep with me. Okay, then I have, I'll go through some of the most important fuel injection sensors that are basically either make or break, are going to allow you to get out or not get out of there. So, to me, well, this is actually a coolant sensor here, but the 2 most important sensors for a fuel injection system, at least my Holy EFI, are the throttle position sensor and the map sensor. Without the map sensor, your engine's not going to know what the load is, and it'll be really hard to drive, if even drivable at all. If you don't have your throttle position sensor, your engine's not going to know where you're at, like where your foot is on the pedal, how much gas you're giving this thing. So O2 sensor you can get it without. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an O2 sensor because I can just turn off my closed loop and fuel earn table and drive home. As long as your base table is good. You know, this is more of a fuel injection programming thing, but if your base table is fine, you can turn off your closed loop and get home. You don't need an O2 sensor for fuel injection. But yeah, but without the throttle position sensor or the map sensor, dude, you're not going anywhere. So, okay, so let's go to the Alright, so yeah, that's basic electronics. Then I guess I'll go over tools. And actually, I do keep an extra IAC valve in there too. This one right here. It's in there. Got a couple in there. But yeah, with the IAC valve, if that thing failed, I did a video when it did fail. It's giving me high idle and a hard start. But in theory, I could just basically put a plug or a piece of tape over the hole and close the vacuum leak that way. So this is not 100% necessary to have. That's not going to be make or break it. But the main thing is just to be able to figure out if you have, that's actually the problem, you know, you're having. So, okay, let me go over tools. What I have. I have my bag here. Got this for Christmas. I can't remember where I got this, but just like little basics, hammer. I don't carry everything with me. Allen wrenches. Try to keep in little bags, little sockets, measuring tape, cutters, wrenches, vice grips. Not a vice grip, but a channel locks, crescent wrench. Oh, more random sockets. Obviously the lug wrench, get your tires off. Cutter, screwdriver, and this is actually really important right here. This is a 12-volt test light. So I think this is pretty important to test to see if you're getting voltage somewhere. So if, like, say for some reason my fuel pump wasn't spinning, the first thing I would do is go down there and see if I was actually getting power down there. So this is critical. This is definitely a must. And I just actually bought this at the auto parts store. Deep wall sockets, because I do have, like I said, I would like to bring everything with me, but I'm just trying to, I mean, I don't want to weigh down my Bronco too much, you know, but just basics, you know. I mean, enough to, I think, to be able to get out of there, you know, obviously like duct tape, that works, wire cutters, so, hammer, just, I don't know, so. Alright guys, let me know what you guys think I'm missing, or if I have too much stuff. You know, maybe some of the stuff I can get out of here, or stuff I should add. Oh yeah, I do have a tow cable. I don't have a winch, so I have this tow cable. I do actually have an inverter in my truck. So that's why I have the extension cord in there. So I have a power outlet right here, and I can just turn it on and off right here. So I have an inverter up front. So I actually originally had this was to power like radios, or like I have like an overhead projector that sometimes we fire up. Also to like air mattress and stuff for like blown up tent air mattresses and stuff, and also a 12-volt plug right there. But alright guys, let me know what you think. Oh yeah, forgot to put oil in there. There. But alright, so I'm going to fit all that back in the box. You know, it's going to be a tight fit, but yeah, just get the stuff in there. Hopefully that covers everything. I think most everything, you know, it's... I mean, a lot of this stuff is saved before in the past. That's why I bring it with me, so... Or I'll have something that failed, like that hose, you know, because it failed in the past and left me stranded, or distributor failed and left me stranded. So, I think I've had this truck towed probably 4 times in 20 years. So, one time was the distributor, so, alright guys, cool, let me know what you think.